Hi there, welcome. I'm Vicky from Yin Yoga, and today we are going to do a short Yin Yoga session, Yin Yoga for mood swings. So this week my theme is related to PMS, menstruation. However, this isn't specifically focused to that. This class is about balancing your emotions, especially if you're feeling pretty up and down at the moment, as many of us are, let's be honest. So the idea is to, first of all, calm the body, ease the mind, particularly by stimulating the lower part of the body, which is considered to be the yin part of the body, closest to the ground, where we can store a lot of tension. We're also going to do a very short meditation at the beginning, and I just want to teach you something, if you don't know already, that we will bring into our poses as well, related to being with our emotions instead of pushing them away. So that's the main idea. Merhaba Sevinch. Hi Andrea. And hello Linda. And I can see some other people as well, so welcome. Do say hello, it'd be nice to know who's there. We are going to start. So if you just want to get into your seated position, your comfortable seated position, close your eyes just for a few moments. Let's get grounded. Let's try and take ourselves away from our busy day. Hi Rianne. Hi Nori. So close your eyes. Spend a couple of moments just making sure that you are comfortable in your seated position. Move as much as you need to. Notice where your hands are. Just check that they feel relatively comfortable. You can have the palms facing down or the palms facing up in your lap, on your legs. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. And just sense the body against the floor. Notice what you're sitting on. Sensing where the hands are. Noticing if the body is straight but relaxed. And just bringing your attention to your breath. Noticing as it leaves the body and as you draw fresh oxygen back in. Perhaps listening to the sound of the breath. However faint that might be. Or noticing which part of the body moves on the in-breath and on the out-breath. And then, rather than pushing away any thoughts that are appearing, which they will be, then I want you to see if you can note in a very simple way. Anything that appears for you. And we're just going to use the words past or future or present. So when a thought appears, use that very simple note. And perhaps you might want to imagine attaching the note to the string of a balloon. And that balloon is the thought. Then let go of the string and allow it to float away. Past, present, future. Not allowing yourself to get caught up in the thought, but just letting it go, at least for now. It's not gonna make any difference if you think about it at this moment in time. So just let go of that string and let it float away. It'll come back later if it needs to. And then just bringing your attention back to the breath. And sensing the body, the hands, where the legs are, and then you can open your eyes. Take a deep breath in and breathe out through the mouth. And then we will begin the physical practice of Yin, the physical and the mental practice of Yin. So we're going to start with square. So begin in a cross-legged position with the right leg in front. I've forgotten how to do a cross-legged position. And then either bringing the hips back or the legs forward. You want your shins to be approximately at a right angle. This pose is called square. Your legs are in a kind of square shape. Then fold forward. So our target area here is the outside right hip. If you're feeling a stretch there, which is not too much, not too little, and you can stay in for around just under 3 minutes, then stay. If it's too much, you might want to come up a bit. If it's not enough, then I suggest playing with the legs. So you can bring the knees a bit further, a bit closer together, for example. Try that. You can take them a bit further away from each other, or something in between. I also suggest playing with the legs if anything is causing you pain, for example, in the groin area or the knees. So allow yourself to relax into yin poses. For anybody who hasn't done yin before, or those who have, and this is just a quick reminder, we stay in the poses for a number of minutes, and whilst we're in the poses, we're resolving to be passive, relatively still, and to relax the muscles. We're not pushing in any way, and you may well find that during the time that we're in, the more that we relax into the pose, the deeper actually we drop into the pose. And the amount of stimulation, so for example the stretch in the outside right leg here, varies for people, but I would say for most people somewhere between 3 and 6 out of what you can do if you really pushed yourself into it. 3 to 6 out of 10. Some people prefer more on the 3 scale, so a bit more restorative, and others prefer a bit more on the 6. For example, I do. I like to feel quite a lot of stretch, but still finding that balance, not overdoing it. It must be relaxed stimulation. So from here, after your next out breath, come back up to the center. And then stretch your right leg out. So what we're looking for here is a stretch on the inside of the right leg. The left leg is bent with that foot somewhere towards the left thigh. Adjust the right leg as you need to get that 3 to 6 stimulation, and then fold forward. If it's too much or too little stretch, adjust the position of the leg. And you can also, to get the right amount of stimulation for you, move the torso. So you may find, for example, that by folding more over the left leg, you get less stretch in the right thigh. And if you move more towards it, you get more, but it varies. So play with it. And then we're going to be in for about just over 2 minutes now. Relax the muscles. Resolve to stay still. Drop the head if that's comfortable for a stretch on the back of the neck. And in the same way that we were doing at the beginning, in a sitting meditation, we can use that same skill in our yin poses. We're staying in these poses for a number of minutes in stillness, as you would if you were sitting. So thoughts are bound to come up. So again, in the same way as we were doing at the beginning, see if you can note those thoughts, past, present, future, and let them go like that balloon. And then we're going to come up. So after the next out breath, push into the hands, make your way up to the center. And then we're just going to move into a rebound before we go to the other side. So just let the legs out straight in front of you. Try not to move yet. Put the hands on the floor behind you and close your eyes. And just for the next minute, notice, bring your attention to your legs. Notice how they feel. Bring your attention to your mind. Any effect so far? Maybe, maybe not. And then just give your legs a bit of a shake. And we'll go to the other side. So this time, starting in a cross-legged position with the left leg in front. And then shuffle the feet forward. And so the legs are more of a square position. And again, fold forward. So this time the stretch should be in the side of the left leg, so the left outer hip. Again, if you find that you are feeling anything that is hurting you anywhere, for example, the groin area or the knee, I suggest playing with the position of the legs. So bringing the knees closer, so more of a closed square, or taking them further away. We'll be here for just under 2.5 minutes. The arms, you can do whatever you want. By your sides, in front. And if it's too much at any point, if you feel like you've gone in too deep, too fast, I do here, for example, then just come up. Or at any point, come out and move into a neutral position, lying on your back or child's pose, something neutral. Do that at any time that you need to. So what we're doing here today is we are in particular stimulating the hips, the outer hips and the inner hips. In yogic tradition, it's said that the emotions are stored in the hips. So what we're doing, if we look at it in that sense, is to try and release that tension that can, according to yogic tradition, be related to emotions. In more of a Western sense, should we say? Not accurate as such, I suppose, but what we're doing here with these forward bends, like this one that we're doing now, also as we're stimulating the ovaries, hormones, which are of course related to emotions. Okay, after the next out breath, then come up. And this time, then the left leg goes out to the side. Adjust it to where you need to. You can also rotate the leg. The toes are going in, the toes are going out. Find your position and then fold forward to feel that 3 to 6 stretch on the inside thigh that you can stay in for 3 minutes without straining. Allowing the body to relax into the pose. And in the same way as thoughts, we can also note our emotions. So any emotions that come up, whatever they may be, try doing the same thing and see if it's helpful. Noting the emotion and then seeing if you can just let go of the string of the balloon and allow it to fly away. So you're not allowing yourself to think about what might be causing this emotion. You're not allowing yourself to get tied up in this emotion. You are acknowledging it. Irritation, anger, frustration. You're acknowledging it, but then you're just letting it go and watching it as it floats off. Okay, the next out breath, then come back up, pushing up with the hands to the center. Just take hold of that leg, bring it in. Noticing as we move to a lying position how that leg is feeling now compared to the other. So we're just going to move into this rebound for another minute or so just to Just see the difference between the left and the right legs. The hips, which we've also been stimulating. And just your overall sense, your feeling. Noting anything that arises, be it what you consider good or what you consider bad. Just note it. And then we're just going to finish with a lying twist, working more on the hip area and also stimulating the ovaries. So bring the knees in, bend the knees. You can just rock for a second to massage the lower back, and then just drop them down to the right side. So the twist is coming from the hip area here. So we're stimulating the hips, we're stimulating the ovaries, and then just knees can come down onto the floor, or you can put them on blocks or some kind of support if you want. And then open up to the left side. You can put the hands, the arms, wherever you want, out to the sides. Perhaps you might want to put the right arm on the right leg, and in fact that can give a nice stretch again on the outside left hip, because you've got that little bit of weight. So in fact I would suggest that. Working more on the outer hips and the gallbladder meridian. From a Chinese point of view, the outside hips or the outside legs and the inside legs are the gallbladder and liver meridian. And in China, they would say that these are meridians that can be related to balancing out emotions, hence why another reason we've been stimulating these areas today. Allow yourself to relax. And if you wanted a bit more stretch in the lower back, bring the knees a bit further up. And then relax into the pose again. If that's too much, bring the knees down. Then let's move to the other side. So just bring the knees up to the center. Just let the knees knock together for a moment. Notice how that left side feels compared to the right. Then bring them in again and drop them to the left side. Noticing the twist in the hip area. Knees can come down, or if that's too much stretch on the right hip, put them up on some support. Twist the top half, using the arm as a lever to the opposite side, putting the left hand on the left leg if that's not too much stretch for you, to work the outer hip again. And we'll stay this side for 2 minutes. And if you wanted to bring your head up, the middle, or the right, or the left. But you might want to move your head into a position where you're stretching the throat a bit. The thyroid gland, again, hormones stimulating. So if you wanted to do that, please do. And after your next out breath, and again bring the knees up to the center. And just before you straighten the legs out, just to make sure that you're straight, allow the knees to knock in. Notice once more, final time, the difference between the left side and the right side. Is it feeling a bit more balanced now? Or maybe not. And then you can either stay here with the knees bent, or you can straighten the legs out on the floor, your choice. You're welcome, Andrea. Hope the meeting's okay. And then everybody else except Andrea, unfortunately, has to run off. Just allow yourself to relax. And just no need to pay attention to any feeling, any breathing. That if you are finding that thoughts and emotions are still bombarding you, then again, as we were doing before, note and allow them to float away. I'm going to ring a bell in about a minute or so. When you hear it, just take your time, slowly making your way back up to meet me in a seated position. So take your time to join me here. And if you're already here, then just close your eyes. Just noticing your body sitting here, wherever you are. Just being. And then when you're ready, bring the arms out to the sides, up into the air, above your head, bring the palms together. And then down in front of the face, grazing the nose, the lips, the chin, and in front of the heart. Take a deep breath in. And breathe out through the mouth. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. If you would like more Yin Yoga for PMS or symptoms of PMS, mood swings as we did today, but also cramps, lower back pain, and a number of different symptoms, then please do join my yoga immersion, Yin Yoga immersion class tomorrow evening, Yin Yoga for PMS. You can find that on my events page. So thank you, and I hope to see you there or next week.